MaxSpeedTV would like to thank our partners here at MaxSpeedTV, starting with Colby Eye Paints. If you're in the market for a new paint job for your car, check out Colby's Eye Paints on Facebook. Need a replica paint for your real-life car? Colby's Eye Paints has you covered. Check out Colby Eye Paints on Facebook. Also by Hershey Design. Hershey Design Company is your one-stop graphic shop. If you're in need of an iRacing paint, league, team, or business logo, or want the logo on some sweet swag, hit up Ryan at the Hershey Design Company. You can find them on Facebook by searching HERSHY Design Company. Also by the Sim Speed Shop, simspeedshop.com. You can check them out for all your iRacing sim needs. Ohio IndyCar League jumping on board this season with as an official sponsor of MaxSpeedTV. They are also accepting not just patrons from Ohio, but from all over. Also, iBog for all your iRacing broadcast overlay graphics done specifically by Jason Allison, one of the masters at it. So thank you to Jason. And also, last but not least, Wise Guys. You can check them out at Reverb Nation. That is spelled with a Z. So check them out on Reverb Nation. We would like to thank all of the sponsors at MaxSpeedTV and partners.
Welcome, race fans. You are watching MaxSpeedTV. Tonight on tap over here on MaxSpeed, we got the Salt Flat Racing League, the Street Stock Shootout Series. I'll be your host this evening. I'm Roger Muth, and I'm in the booth, joined as always by Bobby Johnson.
Hey, Roger.
Well, Bobby, another concrete, high bank, high speed track out here for the Salt Flat Racing Leagues. We made it to Bristol.
Yes, we did. The herd of turtles has invaded Bristol, Tennessee tonight. It's going to be a good time.
Bristol, Tennessee, the high banks, another short track, high temper track. Tonight, though, I think the temperature or the tempers are going to be a little bit cooler here tonight, Bobby. As I spoke with race control before the race, they have taken their fast repairs from the number 2 down to 1 only here at Bristol. That's a bold move.
Yeah, especially at this particular little half-mile track, because everybody is going to end up using a fast repair at some point in this race.
Right now, we got 17 cars that have taken times out there tonight. Dan LaFoe being at the top with Chris Brown and Andrew Davis. Right now, your top 3 as you see those practice times over there on the left-hand side of the screen.
You know, it'd be nice to see green flag racing here tonight, but as you know as well as I do, that's just not going to happen. We might as well just talk about it and get it out of the way and finish with right now during our broadcast, Roger. There is going to be cautions. There is going to be tempers flaring. It's just going to be a plain old Saturday night mayhem.
Saturday night short track racing is pretty much what we're going to see here tonight by the street stocks. That's what we like about them. Anybody across the United States, they can relate to a Saturday night short track series. That's what this is, plain and simple.
And what's nice about it is these cars, they're heavy. They are very heavy, 3,500 pounds, I believe, Roger. And you can beat and bang and push and shove and smack, bounce off the walls, bounce off each other. You can pretty much do anything you want to, and you can still keep right on running. And that's what's going to be fun.
Fun is the name of the game, as that's what we're here to do here tonight. Also over here tonight on MaxSpeedTV, we do have Racing for a Cause, the late models. You can catch that out here yet tonight after this race. Also tomorrow night, USRA, Xfinity Series. You can catch those over here. Rudy Cummings is your broadcaster tomorrow night for those guys. They always put on a good show. But tonight, we're over here with the Salt Flat guys. Bobby, last week, we were over at Dover. We saw a little bit of drafting playing at Dover. I'm not sure, though, at this 0.5 mile concrete track, we're going to see much draft tonight as we normally see.
Yeah, you won't see any drafting at all here tonight, Roger. But what you're going to see is you're going to see tires being eaten alive with this concrete surface. These cars are going to get tight probably within the first 10 laps. They're going to be heading right up towards that wall. And there's guys that's going to be screaming for tires. Any chance they can get, they're going to come in and they're going to get tires. If not, try to get some of the repairs fixed.
Well, while we're talking about the track and whatnot, we'll pull up the pre-race analyst here. We are at Bristol, and Bobby, another change that race control had told me, they are no longer using a fixed weather setup. They have changed over to dynamic. So we might see this groove here tonight jump around, which is going to make things pretty exciting. But right now, the air temperature here in Bristol, Tennessee, 83 with a track temp of 85. So you're going to have quite a bit of grip still out there.
You're going to have a lot of grip, but since they just changed that little scenario, now you're going to separate the men from the boys, because some of these guys are going to be smart enough to realize they're going to have to start hunting all over this track to find the better grip, to find a better lap time. And some of the other guys, it's not so, I would say, used to this type of a setup type thing. They're going to be kind of out in left field, and they're going to just be searching. So you're going to see all kinds of different things happening right now.
Those wily veterans, they're going to have the upper hand here, searching for grip. Sort of like out on a dirt track. You do have to search for grip on a dirt track, so we're going to see similar things like that. You know, the groove, a lot of times here at Bristol, on the bottom for the first handful of laps, and then it migrates straight to the top. Well, the top might not be the place to be tonight. You might have to run in the middle of the track. But 85 laps is the distance out here tonight. 48 miles, that's going to bring it to. The tire window, I'm going to guess we're just ballparking 13 to 20 laps. Then you're probably screaming for tires. Fuel window tonight, Bobby, probably just one pit stop, 50 to 60 laps.
Yeah, fuel's not going to be an issue at all here during this race. What the issue is going to be is try to keep your fenders on your car. Everybody knows, anybody knows anything about racing at Bristol, they know you got to keep the fenders on the dadgum thing. And, well, it's bump and run Saturday night, baby.
Bump and run Saturday night, that is for sure. But while we still got about 5 minutes, let's see if we can pull last week's winner, Cody Levette, as I believe he is out on track. But let's see if we can grab him and get a little word in with Cody.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had a great run last week.
He did. Cody Levette, you got a copy. It's Roger and Bobby up in the booth.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Well, we're doing great. We made it over here to Bristol. Last week, you were the winner over there at Dover. Congratulations again on that, as you and your teammates finished 1, 2, and 3 over at Dover. Any plans that you guys could possibly repeat that here this evening at Bristol?
I want to say yes, but it's such a game changer. Just being, these high banks are scary, especially when you have, you're going 2 wide, 3 wide. It's gonna be a mess. But I'm gonna love every second of it.
Bristol can sure get to be a mess, especially if somebody wads it up off a corner. I was talking with one of the admins, Danny, out there before the race, and he had told me that there's a rule change. You guys now are only having 1 quick repair here at Bristol and dynamic weather. Do you are you afraid that that's going to change up racing at all?
I'm hoping it'll make it a little cleaner, and people will learn to save their stuff. You know what I mean?
Now, do you think that weather is going to play a factor in searching for the groove here at Bristol? Because we do know it's mainly run around the top and no passing. Do you think you're going to have multiple grooves out there?
Yeah, we'll definitely have multiple views. I've been playing around in it too, so I feel like the middle groove's a little better than the high groove right now. We'll see what happens in the race.
All right, well, hey, congratulations again on last week's win, and we're going to catch you later here as we'll get you back to your teams. You got about 3 minutes left here in practice. Talk a little strategy with them.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Cody, you still got me?
I do. What's up?
I got to tell you, I absolutely love you sporting the Mother's Snap-on K&N car. I love that paint job. That is really awesome.
Thanks, man.
All right, good luck. We'll see you later.
That was your last week's winner, Cody. Pop in, get a little interview with him before the race here. As you see, Cody's currently sitting 5th on the speed charts as they're out there getting a little bit of practice in yet.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Roger, without a shadow of a doubt, these guys are going to have to be very, very patient. I think they got to be more patient here in this short track than they have to do basically at any track that they're at right now, for the simple fact there's very little room and margin for error.
So, Bobby, you had mentioned about 3 wide. Do you think we're going to see much 3 wide here on the short track?
I think you're going to see 3 wide here, but I think you're only going to see it because of a mistake or trying to get away from an accident. Definitely nothing intentional 3 wide. I do not see that, but I see him going all over the place to try to miss the wreck.
Green flag pit stops. Do you think we're going to see them? We haven't seen very many green flag pit stops since we were at Darlington the other week, and those were quite adventurous.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to be adventurous here on the green flag stop, because if any of these cats are like I was the last time I was here at Bristol in our league, I ended up coming down pits. I don't know, I was the 15th position, and I come out dead last because I went into the wrong turn for pits. And that is very confusing. And it's easily to get that make a mistake like that. So these guys got to really pay attention for their pit stalls.
With lap times right around the 17.5-second marker, laps are going to wind down fast, and you're going to lose track of where you are. So knowing if you're pitted on the front stretch or the back stretch is going to be a key factor here if we get under green flag pit stops. As we have 19 drivers out there tonight, so everybody should be pitted on the front stretch.
Well, that's certainly going to help things. I'll tell you, it's not only embarrassing, but it also makes you pretty mad when you go into the pits and you realize your guys, hey, nobody's home. And you got to go back out and go around again. By then, you've lost a couple of laps. And that's one thing that nobody can do here. Cannot afford to lose laps.
We did see that happen with the 27 of Dan LaFoe. We saw that early on at Darlington, actually.
It's a very easy thing to do. There's no doubt about it. But as far as 3 wide goes, nah, we're not going to have to worry about that unless we're trying to avoid, from hitting somebody or crashing. What they are going to have to do, like I said, they're going to have to be patient, and they're going to have to make sure they keep the fenders on this thing. They can bump and run all they want. They can beat and bang because these street stocks, it's pure heavy steel. I mean, it's just good time mayhem Saturday night, like I said before. But you want to make sure that you do not damage your drivetrain or anything like that, because it's going to be hard enough to run this place when your tires start to go away.
As we got a little bit of time left here in practice, we're going to step away. We're going to get the national anthem, then we'll be right back here for qualifying.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And we're back. God bless America. And we're back here at Bristol watching the 707 of Michael Whitaker, currently sliding in that 4th position there in Bobby's favorite paint scheme out there this evening. He said it looks like a bunch of children may have painted that.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of them got into some finger paints and decided to paint his car for him. So I think that's pretty nice of them to let him do it.
Absolutely. Michael slots in about the 5th position right now as Cody Levitt is out there turning his 2nd lap, currently sitting 3rd. See if he can pick it up on that, as it looks like he might have tapped the wall coming out of turn 4, so that'll probably negate his lap time right there, as it did. Ricky Valens right now currently sitting in the 9th position, a little lower there on the speed charts than we're used to seeing Ricky, as Ricky has a great photo out there, Bobby.
Is it as good as mine?
Not as good as yours, Bobby. You do take the cake there. Can't argue with that one.
I appreciate that.
Another guy that's out here this evening, Bobby, is the number 1 of Chris Brown. He's out there on track getting ready to put in his first lap.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how pretty your little photo, your photo picture is out here, Roger, tonight. What is going to be pretty is setting up in that 1st and 2nd position at the last lap of this race. And that's where you need to be, and that's where everybody's trying to get there. And it's just going to be exciting to watch. Like I said, they're heavy. You can beat and bang each other. And, well, tempers are going to be flying just as much as the parts are.
We got a fan out there in chat. Tim M's pulling for the 22 of Andrew Davis. Andrew Davis currently slotted into the 5th position in qualifying. Not too many guys out on track right now. As we see Tyson, he's kind of just chilling out here. He had a great run last week at Dover. He brought that 55 car home in the 5th position. That's his best finish that he's had over here with Salt Flat Racing. He was all amped up. He wanted to be interviewed by us, Bobby. We just didn't get time to interview him last week, so hopefully we can he can repeat and we can get a hold of him.
Yeah, absolutely. We can hop in there and get an in-car view on him and whatnot, and in the cautions, and we can chat with him and see what's going on with the track and his strategy. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen to this track with that random track thing they got going on. Do you think it's definitely got to play a factor in this?
I really do. You're like we said, and like we heard from Cody Levitt when he was down here. You're gonna have to search around for the groove.
Well, you don't have a whole lot of time to search, and you don't have a whole lot of real estate to search on, so it's definitely going to be fun.
Absolutely. As qualifying is winding down, we got a couple guys who neglected or chose not to take time, and nobody else is going to be able to put in a time with under 10 seconds to go. So we're going to step away here. Not step away, but we're going to get your grid up on screen here as soon as this finishes. There's the checkered flag. No other times to be accepted. 19 guys are going to make the call here tonight. And here for your Salt Flat Racing, this is a new sponsor by them that's going to sponsor their starting grid here. So your starting grid is going to be sponsored by Sim Racing Studios, plug and play sim gadgets. Anybody looking for some sim racing gadgets, head on over to simracingstudios.com. On your checkout, use SFR for a 5% discount. Definitely check those guys out. They got some great gadgets for sim racing apps, not just here on iRacing, but all over the board. But while we're here, this is the starting lineup. We got Craig Schwartz in the 0-2. He's out front. Strong competitor, Craig, and his teammate right alongside him, the 37, Nicole Day. Starting in the 3rd position, it's Danica Mike Klein himself. They're in that 10 car. Right next to him is going to be Cody Levitt in the 38. Starting 5th is Andrew Davis in the 22. We know Andrew has some fans out there in chat. Sorry about that. The 6th starting position is going to be the 1 of Chris Brown. Starting in 7th, the 707 of Michael Whitaker. In the 8th position, the 27 of Dan LaFoe. Starting in your 9th position, Matt Grobelny in the 4 car. Starting in the 10th position in the 49, Jay Steffi.
Looks like in the 11th position, we got the number 28 of Lloyd Iceman Sonder. The 04 is going to be in the 12th position. That's going to be your one and only Ricky Valens. He's keep an eye on him. I think he's due. He's been running pretty well, and he's had some bad luck. So he's looking for a good one tonight. 13th position is going to be that 62 of Colton Farrell. 14th position will be the double 111, Lane Sheen. 15th position is Josiah Millen out of Pennsylvania. He's always a strong competitor in these races. 16th position is going to be the 43 of Jonathan Platt out of Indiana. 17th is number 44, Brandon Miller. 18th position is that number 55, Tyson Hawkins. He did score, I think, a top 5 last week. So keep an eye out on him. And rounding up the whole entire field, the 19th is the 91 of Willie Evernham.
As we're about to get these guys started, Bobby, who do you got tonight?
Oh, man. You know what?
You on the spot once again.
You did, but you know what? I got to be honest with you, buddy. I'm going to have to go with my man that I wanted to go with last night in our other leagues. I'm looking for either Dan LaFoe in that 27, and I'm also, this time, Cody Levitt is on a roll right now. He's on a high, and he won the last week, so those are my two guys.
Well, you're going to go with Dan and Cody. I'm going to go with the man who's starting right there on that inside lane, the 0-2 of Craig Schwartz.
Well, we've got 85 laps, Roger.
85 laps around this tricky bull ring. Bobby, you're going to take her away. You do your famous intro. They all love you.
Oh, great. Pace cars off. They are bumper to bumper. It is green flag. A boogity, a boogity, a boogity. Send it, boys.
Craig Schwartz away on the inside with a great start. Cold day right there on his outside. Everybody's 2x2. Nobody pushing the envelope so far. Everybody's getting strung out.
Well, it's a good thing that they are. They're getting a little smart when they do that. They're going to try to stick away. These last 3 or 4 guys, or front 3 or 4 guys, they need to get in line, and they need to put a little bit of real estate in between some of these cars so they can feel a little bit safe and secure.
Everybody's single filing out in your top 5 positions. So far, Craig Schwartz running away with it on the bottom. Cold day there in second. Michael Klein, or Danica Patrick, as he likes to be called, sitting in 3rd place. Your first battle that I see is right there between the 38 of Cody and Chris.
I'll tell you what, those guys are battling out pretty heavy starting out right out here. You're definitely seeing 2 wide for sure. Cody's got it, but Chris wants it.
Chris has the outside. He has the momentum up. Can he take away that position from the 38 and the 27 of Dan LaFoe is right there behind him.
You guys are all doing an excellent job. They're single file. They're being patient. I think we're going to see a great, great race tonight.
Cody has it. Dan wants it. Dan's on the outside following that one of Chris Brown. It looks like the outside, as of right now, is going to be the lane of choice. Out front, nothing has changed. Craig Schwartz still out front there. Cold Day, his teammate right behind him, and Michael Klein. You're watching this battle here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the track. So far, so good, Bobby. 6 laps down. These guys are getting strung out.
Yeah, they're getting strung out, and they're starting to get the feel of things a little bit, and they can kind of settle down a little bit and just worry about knocking off some laps here. Like you said, 85 laps is a long way to go. Oh, we got trouble right here. Can the 111 hang on to it? They just tapped.
Let's see if we can go back and catch a replay of that. That is Liam Sheen right there in the 111s. We follow the 111s right here. He's battling back there with the 49. Oh, his 55 Tyson Hawkins bounce off the wall, and he's just an innocent bystander into the 111. He goes and just sends him around. But no harm, no foul. He got a little right front damage, but he should be all right.
Oh, yeah, that's not a thing to worry about at all, especially with these bad boys. Like I said before, you can beat the snot out of these things. As long as you got 4 tires on it, you can keep right on running.
As we go right here on the chase car of the 111, as you see the 55 right in front of him, he just goes up, barely touches the wall, gets a little sideways, and as the 111 tries to go to the inside, just gets collected.
He'll pull her in there and get him some new tires because he's flat spotted them all, top that thing off a little bit of fuel, and he'll be on his way. No harm, no foul.
Back up front, though. Craig Schwartz has led every lap so far here tonight. Cold Day in 2nd place. Michael Klein there in 3rd. Nobody electing to come down to pit road just yet. They're going to stay out. They're going to keep their track positions. They only had a handful of laps there in the green, but they were getting spread out.
Yeah, they were. And as I suspected, the old number 1 of Chris Brown, he was making his way up front.
Right on his tail, that 27 of Dan LaFoe's not letting him get out of sight.
No, he was not.
So right there's your top 5 after the 9 laps here at Bristol tonight. Over here at Salt Flat Racing, Craig Schwartz, Cold Day, Michael Klein, Chris Brown, and Dan LaFoe. Ken out in chat, it is definitely hard to pick a favorite. I like all these guys, so every week trying to pick a favorite it pulls at me a little bit to pick one guy out of 19. Every driver here out of the 19 has a chance to win. I got faith in every single one of them being able to put it in victory lane. As Bobby, we've talked before about these guys. We got guys that are rookie class all the way up to a world champion out here running these street stocks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an absolute blast. I mean, it's fun. And if anybody has not done this, you really need to hop in these cars and just go out and have a good time, because that's exactly what it is. It doesn't matter if you're A class or if you're a rookie class or whatever, because they're not going to run away from you. It's just pure hardcore racing. And, well, that's Saturday night racing.
And that's about what we're about to do again. As the lights on the pace car off, we're working through 3 and 4 right now. We're about to get it started. Craig Schwartz, the control car, still out front. Cold Day right there on his outside. As Craig ain't waiting around. The green flag drops again. We're back to racing here at Bristol.
Yeah, he's no dubby. He's looking in that rearview mirror. He knows he's got a whole slew of cars that's wanting his position. He's trying to get a little real estate between them as fast as he can.
He jumps out to about a car length lead going down the backstretch into 3 and 4 over that 37 a Cold Day. And they're stringing out again, Bobby. The only battle right now is currently the 22 of Andrew Davis and the 38 of Cody Levette. Cody goes to the outside, works around him. After that, everybody's pretty much single file.
You can see right now Chris Brown is really working hard on Michael Klein. And, of course, you got the 27 of Dan LaFlow working on him.
You got a bunch of great battles here for about that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th position. They're all nose to tail as you see everybody taking a different line through the corner.
You might see 3 wide coming up here.
As you see, the one barely gets into the 10 there in the middle of the corner. He's able to gather it up. So no harm, no foul there. Dan LaFoe drives it in real hard on the inside there. The one of Chris Brown not able to stick through the exit of the corner. Chris Brown gets that run off. Cody Levette looking to fill up that spot, though, on the outside as he's just rim riding.
Better keep an eye on those 4 cats right there, because everybody wants that spot, and they are fighting desperately to try to get it already. He is keeping it on the bottom, at Dan LaFoe is. I do not know how he's doing it, but he is keeping it on the bottom. But remember, Roger, what happens when you run on the bottom versus running up on the high side?
A lot of times you're going to lose the momentum and you're going to chew those tires up. But with the dynamic weather, we're not sure exactly what to expect out here tonight.
It's anybody's game. I don't think these guys have a clue what's going to happen either, and that's the fun about it. But right now, these 4 cats, they're battling it out side by side here.
They're battling it out side by side for about the 3rd, 4th, 5th position. Craig Schwartz, Cold Day, they've kind of separated themselves. They're about 1.3 seconds out on these guys.
You get further back into the pack, and you got that psychedelic 707 car that's giving me a headache looking at it so much. Man, oh man, what a paint job. He's kind of bringing up the second pack, if you will, up here to try to catch these guys. Hopefully they can get into a single file thing and just run some laps and maybe run these top leaders down.
707 of Michael Whitaker, currently in that 8th position. Behind him, the 62 of Colton Farrow, and the number 40 of Josiah Millen. As Josiah Millen looking to the inside.
Trouble, the 44 and the 04.
44 in the 04, but no caution is brought out as the 04 is still sideways on track. The leader just makes it by, but he gets a piece of the wall. That's going to open up the door for Cold Day. He's going to go around him.
I cannot believe iRacing did not throw a caution for that.
As now we got side-by-side battle for the lead here. Craig Schwartz, Cold Day battling it out, and that allowed everybody else behind them to catch back up. There's Chris Brown, Cody Levette, Michael Klein, all right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Craig Schwartz and Cold Day just about crapped themselves, to be honest with you, Roger, because he came right out in the middle of that track and he had nowhere to go, and they had to dodge him.
Ken out and Chatty would love to get back on iRacing and join this league one day. Hey, they'll accept you, buddy. They accept just about anyone. They accepted Bobby and myself to broadcast. I mean, come on now.
They accept me, they'll accept anybody, huh, Roger?
But hey, now we got this 5-car train. They're all running that outside groove, just trying to get away, log some laps here as that caution did not come out, so we're going to stay green.
And they're doing a really good job. I mean, for the most part, they are being patient. I think they finally realized he'd taken away one of their fast repairs, and, you know, they thought, well, I guess we better settle down here and try to get some laps underneath our belt.
While we have a nice green flag stretch, Bobby, let's run it down through the top 10. Up front, we got Cole Day in that 37 car. He took the lead away from his teammate when his teammate just tagged the wall a little bit. Running second, though, will be the 02 of Craig Schwartz. Chris Brown right there, hot on the heels, running in third place in that white number 1. Cody Levette in the 38 car, right behind Chris Brown. As we got a move for the lead there.
Just couldn't get that accomplished, so he snuck right up there in front of Chris Brown.
Oh, Chris Brown
and then
around.
He caused a little bottle up.
Caution
He tried
is out.
He tried to dart back in line right there, and Chris had to check up really hard. And of course, he had Cody right there behind Chris, and they just basically slammed their brakes on to try to miss the bottleneck.
As we go back and see what happened here, the 02 dove to the inside to see if he could get a move around that 37. Didn't have quite the momentum. Went back to the outside lane. That checked up the 1 of Chris Brown, and Cody Levette came in and right into the left rear quarter panel, and that sent both of them around. Ooh, in the 44, Brandon Miller came in and railed the 1. We didn't see that live, but we see that here on the replay. Brandon Miller around in the 44, involved in that.
I don't think Cody's too awful bad, but after what you just showed me with poor old Chris, I think Chris is going to end up using himself a fast repair, possibly.
Your leader's still out on track. Your top 5 have not pitted. The 37 of Cole Day, Craig Schwartz, Michael Klein, Andrew Davis, all out there, did not pit. Well, Bobby, would you have pitted here?
Absolutely, I would have pitted. Tires right now. Concrete eats these puppies up big time. You know, we're only 30 laps into 85. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good there, Roger. We ran 30 laps in the first caution. It could be another 30 laps before we ever see another one. By then, you're running on the rims. Yeah, I want tires.
Those guys were able to break away there, though, for a little while and get away from the pack. But you saw just one little bobble brought that whole pack right back to these. So I wonder, I mean, maybe draft does play a little bit of factor here at Bristol.
It's a possibility. But I know one thing's for sure. I want tires, Roger. These guys definitely need to be coming in and getting them some tires, I hope. At some point, they're going to have to. If we have another long run, you're looking at 60 laps on a set of tires. They're going to be running around on their rims.
I was told by a couple of these guys before the race here tonight, they thought if they had a handful of cautions, they might be able to run all 85 laps out here tonight on one tank of fuel.
Well, if you get enough cautions in there, obviously that helps on your fuel mileage considerably. But, like I said, 30 laps at Bristol, first caution, that's a pretty good sign these guys are settled down a little bit.
We had a couple close calls, but so far so good. 31 laps down here out of the 85. Salt Flat Racing. This is their Street Stock Shootout Series, Bobby. We broadcast them every Wednesday night, and they do a fantastic job of putting on a good show.
They do a good job. You know what? I enjoy watching these guys and broadcasting these street stocks as much as I do anything else that we do, Roger. I cannot wait for the race for next week, their All-Star race. And you know where that's going to be at.
Well, we go from the shortest track that these guys run to the longest track that they're going to run for their All-Star race, and that's going to be Daytona. So definitely tune in next week. If you're liking what you're seeing out of short track, you're going to love what you see with these old Camaros beating and banging. Kind of remind you of the IROC series, how they used to beat and bang.
That's exactly what I would call it. I would call it the IROC series because that's what it's going to be like.
Well, Bobby, we're about to get going green, waiting for this Mustang to pull off change of roles here. Cole Day is your control car. He doesn't wait around, just like Craig Schwartz did to him. On the loud pedal early, gets out to the lead, and away he goes. Clean through 1 and 2, working down the backstretch. Your leader is into 3 and 4, taking 2 different lines there as Cole goes to the bottom. Craig goes to the outside. Ooh, Craig into the wall a little bit coming off turn 4.
As you can see, that number 10 of Michael Klein, he's sneaking his way back up there, to getting closer and closer to these guys. It's a short track, Roger. One little mistake is going to draw your competitor right on your bumper.
Michael Klein, one of those guys that stayed out along with Cole Day, Craig Schwartz, Andrew Davis, and Josiah Millen in the 40. Those were your 5 guys that elected to stay out and not come down to take tires. Ooh, is the 22 into the 27.
Well, looks like Cody Levette's going backwards on here, too.
As we see the 22 up high, Dan LaFoe getting a great run off the corner. That's going to bring him right to his back bumper. Going into the corner, Dan goes low. Andrew goes high, and Dan tries to come up just a little bit. Andrew gets into the wall, and that's going to force him right into the back right rear of the 27. And Cody Levette gets tagged by the 1 there of Liam Sheen. So Andrew Davis is going to come out of that pretty good, but the 27 of Dan LaFoe, substantial damage. He'll have to come in, and he'll most likely have to use that quick repair.
I'm not sure what happened, Roger. If you can go back and check on that 28 there of Lloyd Iceman, Sonder. I don't know if something happened with the 04 and he'd slowed down, because the 28 just literally just slammed right in the back into him. He could not avoid him.
We go back. We do see him get into the 4 of Matt Grobelny, and that spun him around, and he looks all right. Just went for a little ride.
Well, what do you think, Roger? I'm pretty sure if I'm going to be out there on those tires, I'm coming into pit.
Those guys did come into pit. That's going to hand the lead over to Cody Levette in that 38 machine. Cody came down last time.
Yeah, Cody's doing fine. He's only sitting on 10-lap old tires. That's not a problem. He's probably thinking, oh, hot dog, finally up front with a little clean air.
Your top 5 right now after the 37 laps. Those guys that pitted the first time around, now they're the catbird. They're the ones out front. That's going to put a couple of those guys that were out front, Craig Schwartz, Josiah Millen, Andrew Davis, all towards the back.
"38 laps out of 85 it's completed, Roger. Just had a caution quickly there, and that's the cool thing about this short track racing. And you could try to make a scenario up, you can make a game plan, put in your head what you want to do, but you know what? That could change lap by lap.
And we saw that happen when the 1 of Chris Brown and wow, I already forgot who it was. That was the 22 of Andrew Davis and Dan LaFoe. My bad. So much going on over here, I forgot who we were talking about. Things
That's all right.
that fast.
It's a short track. It's hard for even us old guys to keep up.
Cody Levette out front. Liam Sheen right there in the 111s. Michael Whitaker right there in the 707. Colton Farrow in 4th. And Matt Grobelny in the 4 car in 5th. That rounds out your top 5.
I've got to tell you, honestly, Roger, I truly believe that I'm pretty sure Jesus from heaven can see that paint job on that 707.
Bobby, I'm going to see if we can get a die cast made of that 707 just for you as we look at him a little bit closer. I know you like it.
I'd run it. I like it.
We all know you would run it. But as we're about to get back going green here, Bobby, take her away.
Boy's going to have to tighten things up a little bit, because Cody's going to take a big jump right here, and as soon as that pace car drops himself in there behind the pit wall there. Now they tightened up. There goes that pace car. Boom! Cody's away. He's hammered down. He's probably got a 2 car length out here right when they cross that checkered finish line going into turn.
Cody Levette rocking that high side as you see Liam Sheen dive to the inside, get a great run off too. Side by side as they go into 3 and 4. Cody Levette with a little bit of advantage there. He's going to have the run this time coming off turn 4.
He's doing a really good job. He's slowly pulling away. I mean, he's got a good 2-3 car lengths out right now. If he can just keep it in a good line and keep his head on straight, just hit his marks, he should be able to pull away a little bit because that 707 now is coming up into the play, and he's going to fight that lean machine a little bit.
A little farther back in the pack, the guys who are up front who are now on the charge, Cole Day, Craig Schwartz, Chris Brown, Josiah Millen, and Jay Steffi. They're all right there. That's a hornet's nest.
Yeah, that's an accident sitting there waiting to happen, as you can see.
As the 4 of Matt Grobelny is kind of slipping as you see him get into the wall there. Gonna line up a bunch of cars. We see one up and on the wall. Cole Day is now flipping down the banking.
Well, Roger, you called that one.
The hornet's nest is going to gather a couple more of them.
One thing about short track racing, I can guarantee you right now, I'm going to say tempers are flying just as much as the car parts are.
As those guys had such a great run on Matt Grobelny right there, as Matt lost all control coming off the corner, all grip, it just wads him up. The 37 of Cold Day, the 55 of Tyson Hawkins, Lloyd Saunders is in there, Ricky Valens getting stopped right there, and 43 also involved. Jonathan Platt, well, Jonathan Platt actually had slowed down just in time to get yielded.
Well, hopefully some of these guys can use their fast repairs that they do have and get back up on that track. Some of them's not too awful bad, although we did see some of them flipping down the straightaway there too.
As we go on board with the 37 of Cold Day, this is going to be his point of view for this incident. You just see him kind of stack up there. He gets hit from behind, and that just sends him up the wall, and then you're going to see him come tumbling down. But he gets right back on the loud pedal and gets back out there.
Yeah, like I said, these things could take a licking and keep on ticking.
As you see the 37 right there, he's going to have to probably come down pit road as we see him dive off the banking. He's going to bring her into pit road now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a straight piece of sheet metal on that car.
So he's going to have to go use that quick repair. So that's one quick repair done for him. The next incident, he's going to have to keep it clean.
Yes, he is. But then again, it's not too bad. We got 39 laps to go. I think you might be able to keep her clean.
Tyson Hawkins also down pit road with the 4 of Matthew Grobelny. He's down pit road. Jonathan Platt's also in there. A couple guys taking advantage of this caution. They were involved as we saw the 55 of Hawkins involved. The 4 of Matt, he was obviously involved. He was the guy that got a little bit loose in front of the pack. But back up front, it's still the 38. Cody's still leading out there. Cody's been out front for 11 laps now.
And that's exactly where he wants to be. More than likely, I'm going to say he's probably going to be, as you would say, on that loud pedal. Just as soon as he can get on it, he's going to try to get a jump and get away from the mayhem. Get back into a nice rhythm again.
We are just about halfway. We are working a couple cautions here tonight. As it is, Bristol is a very tight track. You kind of expect things like this at Bristol to happen.
Oh, yeah, it's short track racing, half-a-mile track. Absolutely, it's going to happen. That's what's fun about this, Roger. The cars, small real estate, lots of cars. People are going to get mad at each other. Friends are thrown out the window. You might go do some more iRacing with them or something or another somewhere else, but you come in here and you race a league, you get all mad at each other and things happen. It's just typical Saturday night racing.
Saturday night racing as we line them up 2 by 2 again. Still got 18 cars out on track as the 91 of Willie Evernham actually did not take the green here tonight. Tyson Hawkins is showing to be 6 laps down. So see if he can make a couple of these laps back up. Brandon Miller also 5 laps down. Ricky Valens in the 04 is 2 laps down.
Ricky's had a pretty rough night so far. He's had all kinds of little situations happening on him.
Well, as the pace car dives in, if he sings Livin' Da Vida Loca and Cody likes it, Cody a step on the pedal as he does, and we are back to racing.
Cody's trying to check back out again, trying to get a little bit of real estate in between there. But that number 11, Elaine Sheen, he is staying right there with him. And again, Michael Whitaker is just keeping the pressure on these guys.
But don't look now. The guy on the outside running in about the 5th position on fresh tires compared to everybody else up here in the front, Craig Schwartz in the 02.
And he is coming with vengeance on that top side.
The guy that's going backwards right now, the 62 of Colton Farrows, he's in a fierce battle with Chris Brown on the outside, and Michael Klein was on his inside there for a while. As that's kind of cooled off now, but Colton's the odd man out, kind of struggling there in that Supra.
Yeah, just a little bit. But right now, the only thing that Cody sees is clear distance between him and the number 2, 3, and 4th car, because he's pulled out at least 6 car lengths ahead.
Well, he better step on the pedal because the 02 of Craig Schwartz now took over that second position as he has fresh tires compared to Cody. As we see him run the bottom lane, and look at the Hornet's nest behind him.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. Is Craig Schwartz going to burn off his tires to catch Cody? And if he does catch him, he's going to have anything for him.
Working lap 53. Craig Schwartz still on the hunt to run down the 38 of Cody Levitt, who's out front right now as he is coming, Bobby.
And you notice Cody keeps staying up on that high side. He's actually trying to get the fast way around here, and he's also saving his tires. He's really trying to be gentle on those tires. And that's a smart play on his part. But Craig Schwartz, he's eating his tires up just to get to the bumper of him.
As we go back here to third place, there's a huge Hornet's nest back here. Josiah Millen now enters the scene. He's got fresh tires also. He's following Chris Brown as he's going to take over the third position now. Now it's Cody Levitt, Craig Schwartz, Chris Brown, Josiah Millen, and Liam Sheen is dropping like a rock. As the 707 of Michael Whitaker, oh, there's the 62.
Looks like you got a little love tap from Danica there.
Jonathan Platt, Tyson Hawkins involved. I'm not sure if Cold Day, he's got a little damage. I'm not sure if he used his fast repair. I think he did. Let's see if we can go back and catch a replay of this.
We actually seen 3 wide right there for a minute, Roger.
As we see the 62 is on the inside. Right there is Liam Sheen right in front of him as Liam slips up a little bit. The 62 has to check. Going into the corner there. Still no incident. Is right there coming out of the corner. Danica Michael Klein got into his left rear bumper. That sent him back up the track. That took the 49 of Jay Steffi with him, and then they piled in behind him. Tyson Hawkins involved again as Jay Steffi goes for a wild ride.
27 laps to go in this race. It's not been too awful bad, but, here's the thing. You got Cody Levitt up there leading this puppy. He's been out there with 31 laps on his tires. And Craig Schwartz, like you said earlier, he's only with 23 laps on those tires. How much did he use up trying to get to Cody before this caution lap? Or how much did Cody save on not having to maybe pit and get tires? You think they're going to come in?
If I'm a betting man, Cody is staying out. Craig is staying out. No, you're not going to see many guys come down. I believe your first guy that came down was the 111 of Liam Sheen. He came down. He brought Jonathan Platt with him, Cold Day, Colton Farrow, Ricky Valens, Jay Steffi, and Tyson Hawkins all down pit road there.
Oh, I agree with that. I'd say anything from probably position 7 on all the way back. It's not going to hurt you to come in and get tires for sure. You're going to be able to make up a couple spots anyway. But these cats up front or whatever, they're going to be running quite a long time on these tires. It's going to get tighter, tighter, and tighter, and that wall is going to come into effect a lot.
Cody Levitt still out front, led 23 laps of this race. He started 4th, but the man on the move right now, the 02 of Craig Schwartz. Craig, he's a heck of a driver, Bobby. He runs these street stocks in real life, but he wheels them on the dirt. You think that gives him a little bit of an advantage?
Oh, I'm sure it probably does. It would have to. But you got another factor here we're kind of forgetting about. That number 4th place position right now by the number 40 of Josiah Millen. He's also sitting with only 25 lap tires.
Josiah Millen could be your wild card. I had talked to him a couple weeks ago. He loves Bristol. One of the best tracks out here on the circuit for him is he's a dirt racer himself. Doesn't, particularly like the asphalt, but doing a heck of a job here at Bristol. 60 laps down, Bobby. The laps are counting down. The heat is about to be turned up once we go back racing.
That's correct, Roger. And you know what? You're no longer my friend at this point. 24 to go in a short track like this We have no friends. Now it's just 1 for 1.
Well, I'm glad to be called your friend. I never knew we were friends.
Well, we are, except for when we get about 20, 25 to go on a short track racetrack, we don't like each other. No one out here is going to like each other here towards the end of this race.
Well, Cody Levette's going to choose to take the inside lane here on this restart. You think that's a wise choice?
Be honest with you, I really don't know. It could go either way. I know one thing. Craig Swartz, right now, he can run anywhere he wants to run out there. He can go high, he can go low, and we'll see what happens right here.
As the pace car is in, Cody's back on that loud pedal. He takes a good jump out there. He's going to get out on Craig Swartz by about a car going into one, but Craig's going to go right back to the bottom.
He's going to dive into that bottom real hard. He's going to force Cody to have to stay up there on that wall. Boy, look at him. He just slide jobs that thing down in that turn.
Can Cody throw the crossover on the O2? As the O2 is going to lead the lap. Now Cody goes to the bottom. Can Cody make it work down on the bottom like Craig was?
God, Roger, I can't believe I said the word slide job. But anyway, that's exactly what he did, unfortunately. Chris Brown in that third position is coming right along, and he's bringing Josiah Millen right with him.
Your top 7 strung out single file as you see them all work into the corner. Different lanes for different strokes, or different folks, I guess I should say.
Well, we know what you meant on that one, Roger.
Yeah, strokes. Bobby's used to it. But hey, look at that 5th position. Dan LaFoe coming too. He's coming to party. 20 to go. Craig Swartz, Cody Levette, Chris Brown, Josiah Millen, Dan LaFoe, your top 5.
Right now, for these next 15 laps, one thing that this leader up here, Craig Swartz, does not want to see is a caution flag, because he's got 3 car lengths ahead right now of the second place Cody Levette, and he'd kind of like to keep it that way, and he does not want things bunched back up again. But as you know, as the history tells it, you're probably going to see another caution here before this is over.
You're talking about caution, and we're watching the side-by-side for 10th place. Matt Grabellni's still having a heck of a time with that car. It's a handful for him. Ooh, somebody blew up. I believe you saw a big puff of smoke out of that 27 as he worked into the corner. He blew it up going through turn 1 and 2.
And he done a great job getting off the track and not causing that infamous yellow.
So Dan LaFoe, unfortunately, going to have to coaster back to pit road, but back up front, if we can get the camera here, the O2 still out front. Cody Levette 2nd. Chris Brown in the 3rd position. Josiah Millen still 4th, and now the 707 of Michael Whitaker there in 5th.
There's just as much real estate between the 1st and 2nd cars as they are the 2nd and 3rd.
Everybody's about even pace there for your top 3, but Josiah Millen is right on the heels of Chris Brown.
He wants that 3rd place position. He wants it real bad. Now, I bet you before this is over with, he's going to give him a hard run for his money.
You can guarantee yourself 2 dirt. Well, you got your top 4. You got 3 dirt racers there in your top 4. Cody Levette being the odd man out who won't step foot on the dirt.
No, but if you ever need to get a hold of him, you can find him in the middle of a drive-through getting French fries. The boy loves French fries.
As we go a little farther back here, it looks like we have a battle here for about the 5th and 6th position, as you get the 707 of Michael Whitaker, Cole Day, and Jonathan Platt all battling right there side by side. Cole Day is kind of struggling.
Struggling a little bit, but I'm telling you right now, that Josiah Miller, he is slowly reeling in Chris Brown on that 3rd place position. And Chris Brown is slowly reeling in Cody Levette in the 2nd position. In the meantime, the leader, Craig Swartz, he's just checking out.
As we see a little bobble by the 707 as Jonathan Platt is able to handle that bobble, gives him the room. They're clean. They gather it up. And side by side, it's going to allow Andrew Davis in the 22 and Michael Klein, 8th and 9th, wheel them in a little bit. You're about to have a 4-car battle for that 5th, 6th, 7th position.
Getting down into 12 laps to go right now. And as you can see right here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th is a hornet's nest.
I'm not sure who that was on track. We saw somebody hit the wall, but they had exited out before it brought out a yellow, so we're going to stay green. 10 to go next time by at the line. These laps are winding down, Bobby.
Craig Swartz is just loving everything he's seeing in his rearview mirror. When these guys battle it out, he just pulls a little bit further away.
Craig Swartz still out front, but the battle right now heating up on track is right here for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position. Cody Levette, Chris Brown, Josiah Milton. Josiah is trying his little heart out there in that Jack Daniels number 40 to get around that 1 car.
He's like the little engine that could, but he can't. Boy, he is trying like crazy. He's pulling right up on Chris Brown's rear end. He just can't get it to stick. Chris pulls away on the straightaway.
Josiah fights back, runs about a lane lower than Chris Brown in the corner, trying to find that little grip as all three of those guys run a different line going through the corners.
In the meantime, Craig Swartz, he's history. He's out of the picture. He is gone at least 8 to 10 car lengths ahead. He's loving every bit of it right now.
Taps the wall coming out of turn 2. That's going to open up that inside.
Look at this. I'm seeing 3 wide right here almost.
Josiah Millen decides to back off, give the room. He's going to fall back in line, but hey, Cold Day is on a mission. He is coming. He's up to that 5th position right behind these guys. If they keep battling, he's going to be there in a lap.
He's going to be there, and you got to have 4 guys trying to fight for that 2nd position. But the problem is these laps are winding down quicker than he can catch these guys. As you see Chris Brown sliding just a little bit. He's giving it Josiah Millen an opportunity to go on the high side.
Josiah Millen looking to get that 3rd place from Chris Brown as the laps are winding down. 6 to go, 5 next time by. Craig Swartz is checked out to about a 1.7 lead over these guys, so we're going to hook it right here as this is the hot spot.
Boy, look at right now. Now's when you're going to see the 3 wide. You probably will see this happen right here because the number 37, he is flying. Cold Day wants it.
As you see the 40 of Josiah Millen dive into the inside, trying to make it stick on the 38 of Cody Levette. He doesn't have the grip. Now the 37 is going to fill the hole.
And Cold Day is coming. I got a suspicion right here that Cold Day is going to give Mr. Levette a little love tap right here and just get him out of his way. But we've got 4 laps.
Back there to 4th. Now can he get up there and block the 1 of Chris Brown? He gets up in line. He blocks him. Now let's see if Cold Day decides to go after the 38.
Cody goes up just a little bit and touches that wall, and Cole had to get out of it. Cody touched the wall. Too many C's in this race.
That made Josiah jump to the inside, and he's going to go. Can he block Chris Brown again? No, he's going to run the inside. He's going to give Chris Brown the chance to get up there to the outside. Now the 43 of Jonathan Platt coming into the picture.
You got 2 to go.
What a great battle here between these guys for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, giving each other all the room they need. 1 to go.
Can Craig Swartz win this? Yeah, absolutely. But can Cody Levette bring this thing home in 2nd place after a win last week?
As I thought the 37 was going to go to the inside and try a slide job on the 38, but he's not going to, and it's going to run out of time. Cody Levette is going to hang on there on those old tires to bring her home in 2nd place.
Guys out there watching this broadcast, what you just saw right there was some doggone good racing.
Respect by those top 5 guys running side by side, door to door, and not getting into each other. That's what we love to see over here at MaxSpeedTV. Bobby, that's why we come out here to see good races like this.
Absolutely. I'd rather be watching this right here than doing anything else. It's a blast when these guys respect each other, and you can see during that race they were respecting each other.
Bobby, you know what I just realized?
What's that?
Look at the top 3.
Huh.
Look familiar?
Sure does.
Those top 3 were the same top 3 from last week. Those teammates work great together. That whole top 5 there, Bobby, we've seen all 5 of them actually out on track practicing together week in and week out.
And that's what it takes. It's nice to know what your fellow teammate or competitor, how they're going to run, who you can trust to be around. It's no different in a super speedway than it is this half-mile track. You got to know who you're running with and know what your limitations are.
As we're going to step away for 1 second, we're going to be back with your post-race interviews. Keep it right here. You don't want to miss these guys. All right, Bobby, we're back. We got a bunch of these guys out here we're going to interview because we just had great racing all over. You can't just pick one other than Craig Swartz. We're going to get to him, but we're going to make him wait for last. First up on the interview we're going to get a hold of the one car. Chris Brown, you got a copy.
Yes, sir. I gotcha.
Chris Brown, we see you out here racing all the time, but this is a street stock. We usually see you dominate, but recently you've been having some bad luck. 5th place for you is a bad day.
Yeah, there's a lot of these guys in here that are really good drivers, so let's not take that away from them. But yeah, some bad luck, definitely.
We saw you involved in an early incident there. Did that damper your plans moving forward at all?
No, not really. Just a racing deal that happened there. I think Craig was in front of me, and I got a little better run off the corner, I think, than he did, and just kind of bunched us all up.
Now, we got confirmation from race control early on that they had changed the weather from a fixed weather to dynamic. Did that change the groove at all out there tonight?
I think it probably did. And I think I looked at the temperature before the race, and I think it was like 82 degrees, so it's pretty hot, and it makes it slick, and it makes the cars tight during the race. But yeah.
Well, hey, congratulations on working your way back up to a top 5 finish. We know that's not what you like to see, but a 5th place finish, you really can't hang your hat. It's Bristol. It was tight race, and you guys had a great battle there at the end, so congratulations on your 5th place finish. Is there anybody you want to give some shout-outs to? A mistress, Bobby himself, the not-so-good-looking broadcaster.
Yeah, hey, Bobby, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Hey, buddy, I tell you what, you made it exciting. It was fun to watch, and as always, it's always fun watching you. It's never a dull moment with you, Chris.
Yeah, you didn't pick me this week, did you?
No, sir, I didn't.
Still didn't work out for me.
You can't yell at me now.
Nope.
All right, well, hey, congratulations, Chris Brown, your 5th place finish. Bobby, I think you caught up with your 4th place finisher.
Yes, I did. Hey, Josiah Millen, you got a copy. It's Bobby and Roger in the booth.
I do got a copy.
Hey, I got to tell you what, pal, you made it exciting towards the end. You were running those cats down.
I was giving it my best shot. Usually I'm not really a front runner, but I really like Bristol. I mean, running the top line at Bristol, it just always seems to work. I'm just giving my all. I'm having fun. That's what I'm doing.
Well, it looked like you was having a blast. It also kind of looked like maybe your tires were starting to go away there on the end.
Well, honestly, I knew about the track change, and I figured everyone's running the top. I figured I'd give the bottom a shot. I mean, I got under Cody a little bit, and that gave way to Cole, but I mean, I'm happy for those guys, Cole, Craig, and Cody. So.
Yeah, you did good. You come home with a 4th place finish at Bristol. Anytime you can come home with a top 5 at Bristol, I think you've done a good job. Congratulations. We'll see you next week. And, hey, thanks for the race. It was fun watching you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. See you next week.
That was your 4th place finisher. Now for your top 3, the guys that you've all been waiting for so far. Cold day, another top 3.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked I came away with 3rd after what happened in the middle of the race there.
Middle of the race, you were set back by that caution. We saw you up on the wall riding. Then we saw you tumbling down the concrete banking here at Bristol. Did you think at that point it was over? There was no way you were coming back?
Yeah, I got up on the wall. I was like, all right, I'll just get it rolling, use my fast repair, no big deal. And then everything turned upside down. And I was really hoping I wouldn't have to use a tow, and that really would have set me back. But made it on all 4 wheels, and was able to keep it rolling, and eventually use my fast repair and fight my way to the top.
Now tell us about that. How did you work your way? Because at one point you were all the way back to 16th position there after that wreck, and you worked your way through that field flawlessly. We didn't see you scraping it up, bouncing off the wall or anything. How did you make it way back up to 3rd place here?
Well, after that wreck, I actually didn't use my fast repair, so I was pretty heavily damaged, so I just chose to ride around a couple laps. I figured there was probably going to be another caution, and I ended up being right. So then I came down to that caution, used my fast repair. I think I started like 15th or 14th or something like that. But I also got fresh tires where everyone else didn't, and I think that really helped me be able to work the bottom a lot better than everyone else and get my guys a lot faster than normal.
Were those fresh tires playing a big factor? Because we saw there at the end of the race, once you ran down these top 5s and you got around Chris Brown and Josiah Millen, you got into 3rd place. Cody Levitt in front of you just kind of seemed like he wasn't going anywhere in a hurry, and Craig Schwartz had just checked out. Were you worried about getting around the 38 since you had fresher tires?
I definitely hoped it was going to happen, but by then I'd probably had like 15 or so laps on my tires, and by then they'd all like that extra grip that you had was just gone. We were basically had the same tire, so I really wasn't that much faster, and I think Cody was a little bit faster than me there at the end of the race anyway. He was just able to run the high side a lot better than I was, so he was just able to hold me off.
Well, hey, congratulations. Another top 3 finish here for the Do It for Dale Motorsports. Anybody you got to thank other than Bobby who's out here?
Definitely got to thank Bobby. I just have a feeling he did a great job. Both of you guys did a great job broadcasting tonight.
Well,
definitely my teammates and Josiah, who hopped in here, and we were talking to him throughout the race. So he was also a Do It for Dale Motorsport driver tonight.
well, hey, congratulations on that 3rd place finish. Keep those wheels turning. Try to keep it off the lid, off the wall next week, as we can hopefully talk to you next week here at All-Star Race. I don't know if you got the word. It's Daytona next week.
That will definitely be a good one. I hope everyone tunes in.
All right, well, hey, congratulations on your 3rd place finish again.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, here we go, Roger. Let's hit number 2. Hey, Cody Levette, Bobby and Roger, you got me?
Gotcha.
Hey, buddy. Man, well, I was rooting for you. It could have been 2 in a row, and you just didn't have enough for old Craig Swartz there. He kind of ran off and left you at about the last 7-10 laps of this race.
He kind of smoked me on the restart. It's incredible.
You know what?
I was standing still.
You were having great restarts, too. I mean, you take off and get good 2-3 car lengths ahead, but I think he might have been planning for that one, and he just took right off, and he was off into the sunset. But I'll say one thing. You did a great job holding off Cole Day and Giselle Millen. Boy, that's a heck of a name. I'm calling him Joe from this day forward. Anyway, those guys were coming at you, but you did a good job keeping them guys back.
Thanks, man. It was tough.
Well, hey, you won last week. You come home with 2nd place tonight. You got to be pretty happy about it. I'm sure you're sitting pretty decent in the points right now. I know you got wrapped up in there in a couple incidents, but obviously you had a fast repair that took care of it.
Actually didn't have to use fast repair the entire race. It wasn't horrible damage. I got no optional damage. Like, there was nothing to repair when I pit, so.
Well, good,
I pit on like lap 30, 20, and then just hung out with the tires that I have. 58 laps on these tires. Freaking insane.
Yeah, it really was. It was a very impressive run. You did a really good job bringing it home in 2nd place, and congratulations. Hey, we'll see you next week at the High Banks at Daytona, puppy. It's going to be a whole new ball game for you.
It's going to be so fun. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. All right, you take care. Hit to the nearest drive-thru. Get you some French fries. Kick back and relax. Anybody you want to think out there, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, mistress. If you even want to think Roger, think him. I don't know why, but if you want to, feel free.
I want to thank all of you guys. Do it for Dale Motorsports. I want to thank you 2 broadcasters and then the person that makes my fries.
All right, awesome. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Cody Levette brought it home in 2nd place. Had a great run. Just not enough tire left underneath that street stock to compete with the guy who put it in victory lane. This guy it's starting to get a little bit of a, I don't want to say overbearing or we talk to him too much or whatnot. But Craig Schwartz, congratulations, I guess, are in due. You put it in victory lane again. How'd you do it?
Thanks, guys. I just tried to run some clean laps and keep it off the wall at the beginning of the race. That's kind of why I was running the lower line. I felt it was a little faster and safer at the same time. So just keeping the car clean, just staying out of the wrecks, and just making sure you're running clean laps.
Well, we did see you early on get involved in that wreck. Tell us how that all went down there.
Yeah, I got involved in a couple there. One didn't bring out a caution, and I saw a guy kind of stopped out on the track. He was trying to get out of the way, but I was already kind of diving under him. I swerved up and got into the wall, so I had some damage from that. And then that one later on, I was running behind those guys, and I saw the green car, whoever that was, kind of check up, so I dove low to kind of stay out of the way, and luckily I did because a bunch of people got collected and got a bunch of damage in that.
So you were wrapped up in that wreck, and you came back to finish first tonight. Were those tires that you picked up there later in the race than Cody Levette, did that play a big factor in you being able to run that bottom lane and run a little bit quicker than him?
Yeah, I definitely think it did. Early on in the race, we were talking, and I told him the bottom line is going to be faster for the first part of the race if you can run it, and that's I really thought it was. So I think I ran it for about 10, 15 laps, and then when all those guys came in for those tires kind of early, Cole mentioned it when we were talking, and I really didn't want to come in that early because I figured by the end of the race tires would be gone. So coming in later, definitely on that last restart, allowed me to get around Cody on the bottom there, and just all worked out.
It definitely worked out for you three, as you three back in the top 3 again. This is week number 2. Last week we saw your teammate Cody win, and you finished, I believe it was 2nd and Cole 3rd. How are you guys doing it? You guys are just out here dominating these street stocks.
Well, I definitely think working with guys that are also good drivers and kind of know what they're doing, we can all kind of talk in our team speak and just let each other know what we're doing, and we can make each other faster. And just it really helps working with other good people around you.
Now, I might have heard something through the grapevine, walking through the garage a little bit here from rig to rig. I heard you guys are spraying some like orange solvent on your tires, getting a little more grip. Is that true?
No clue what you're talking about.
All right, well, he's not going to spill the beans, Bobby, but hey, congratulations, Craig. Is there anybody out there you want to thank? A mistress, like Bobby says, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, the guy down the street who cuts the grass?
Well, I think like always, got to thank Cole. He got me into this, and appreciate racing with everybody. And I think I got to thank you, Roger. You really did for me tonight, picking me for the win.
That's right. I almost forgot, Bobby. That's why you made me interview Craig, because that was my pick for the evening. You guys just make me look smart. You guys put in all the work, and you make me look good.
Hey, we do our best, man. You guys are going to have to start some kind of fantasy league or something so we can actually get something out of it.
Fantasy Point League, Bobby. Let's put that on the checklist, see if we can get that going. But hey, congratulations again, Craig. We'll catch you next week. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the broadcast, and hope to see you next week.
Absolutely. That was your winner, Craig Schwartz. Bobby, he put on one heck of a show.
Sure did put on a heck of a show. The last 10 laps of that race, he checked out and was gone.
Well, Bobby, it's that time that we go through the lineup here. Let's see if everything works flawlessly for us tonight. As you just heard from your top 5 right there, all of them, great racing. We had to interview all of them with such a race like that. But bringing it home tonight, Craig Schwartz in that 02 car. Congratulations to him. Coming home in second, the 38 of Cody Levet. Cole Day there, his teammate in 3rd place. Josiah Millen, the Do It For Dale, tag along tonight along with Chris Brown there in 5th place.
Jonathan Platt there brought it home into 6th place in the 43 out of Indiana. 7th place was your Michael Klein. He had all kinds of issues. He hit everything but the pace car. Rough night for him, but hopefully he'll bounce back next week. 8th position was that Michael Whitaker in the 707. My favorite paint job. It's better than My Little Pony, I think. 9th place coming out was that Andrew Davis out of New England in the 22 car. And number 4, Matt Grumbly. He was having all kinds of problems too tonight. So hopefully he can bounce back next week.
Well, maybe one day you're going to get his name right.
I will never get it right.
Grobelny, Bobby. We're going to get you to get it right sooner or later.
Last time I talked to him, he was grumpy, so it's Grumbly.
Coming home in your 11th position, that's going to be Lloyd the Iceman Saunders. We saw him wrapped up in a couple incidents. Unfortunate for him. 12th place is going to go to the Toyota Super Driver, the 62, Colton Farrow. Ricky Valens, rough night for Ricky. He's going to probably go back to the studio, record a new song. But 13th place for the 04, Ricky Valens. Liam Sheen right there in the triple ones. He's going to bring it home 14th. Jay Steffi, rough night for Jay. I talked to Jay. He was looking forward to this race. 15th is all you can muster.
Well, you know, I think everybody done a really great job myself. I know the 16th position there, that Brandon Miller, he had a rough night also in that 44. Hopefully he can bounce back. 17th position, one of my picks, Dan LaFoe in the 27. He had another rough night. He was 16 laps down. Not sure what was going on with him. Probably got wrapped up in some of those incidents or whatever. But he'll be a tough competitor next week, too. 18th position was the 55 of Tyson Hawkins. And bringing it home last in the 19th position was Willie Evernham. Now, Roger, you could take that little thing that we just did on your top 20 or 19 we had right there. You can just wad that up, throw it over in the trash can in the corner, because next week is Daytona, baby.
Daytona. Something you don't see with these street stocks is super speedways. Now, we know these guys, they run a lot of these mile-and-a-half tracks, 2-mile tracks. We've seen Pocono. We've seen Charlotte Auto Club, Darlington. as these guys are out there having a little too much fun, I believe. But Daytona, it's going to remind you a lot of that old IROC series that used to run out there. You remember that IROC series?
Yes, Roger. I remember the IROC series, absolutely. And what's great about these guys, they couldn't run out of their own way. They are stuck side by side, 2x2, 3x3, whatever they can squeeze in. I mean, they can't get out of their own way. That's how slow they're going to be. So basically what that means is the old-fashioned bunched up bumper-to-bumper racing like you used to see in NASCAR old, like the IROC series.
Pack racing is what we're going to see next week. But as of right now, Bobby, Bristol's in the books. Throw it away. There's your finishing order. You heard it from these guys. You heard it from us all night. We're going to step out of here. But hey, next week, same place, same time. MaxSpeedTV, Salt Flat Racing's the Street Stock Series over here, Bobby. It's going to get even better. Tune in next week. Until then, stay safe, knuckleheads.
See ya.
MaxSpeedTV would like to thank our partners here at MaxSpeedTV, starting with the Colby Eye Paints. If you're in the market for a new paint job for your car, check out Colby's Eye Paints on Facebook. Need a replica paint of your real-life car? Colby's Eye Paints has you covered. Check out Colby Eye Paints on Facebook. Also by Hershey Design. Hershey Design Company is your one-stop graphics shop. If you're in need of an iRacing paint, league, team, or business logo, or want the logo on some sweet swag, hit up Orion at the Hershey Design Company. You can find them on Facebook by searching HERSHY Design Company. Also by the Sim Speed Shop, simspeedshop.com. You can check them out for all your iRacing sim needs. Ohio IndyCar League jumping on board this season with as an official sponsor of MaxSpeedTV. They are also accepting not just patrons from Ohio, but from all over. Also, iBog for all your iRacing broadcast overlay graphics done specifically by Jason Allison, one of the masters at it. So thank you to Jason. And also, last but not least, Wise Guys. You can check them out at Reverb Nation. That is spelt with a Z. So check them out on Reverb Nation. We would like to thank all of the sponsors at MaxSpeedTV and partners.
I took a good look at myself. Older,